So I think what I did was I thought about the question and I added onto that how does it differ from like academic writing or production? And I thought it was quite nuanced because it kind of assumes that the arts aren't included in academic either research or writing or production. And for my own work, consider my identity as three components. My ART identity, so my artist, my researcher, my teacher identity, and I see them always intertwining. So when I'm like producing work, whether it's visual, verbal, performative, written, I see those all as texts. So in some like academic writing I've done in the past, I talk about these multi-textual elements all impacting production. So getting back to like plagiarism too, whether I'm like inspired by someone's writing or someone's imagery, I always have to cite that work. So it's always a matter of being trustworthy, which is, or being valid, which is more of kind of a qualitative research position that you have to prove you're trustworthy and valid. And I think for the work in the arts, if we cite our sources, I think back to the, what was it, the appropriation movement that was in conceptual art, where an artwork might have been borrowed from the past or from someone else, but it was always cited. And I think it's really important to continue to do that. And, even if you're inspired, and I tell my students this too, because even if they're inspired by something that they find online, an image, and they want to base some kind of response on that, they need to know to tell me, to tell everyone where they got that material from. So they need to cite it. I mean, even if it's SpongeBob or something, you have to say, hey, Nickelodeon or something like that. So I think also one of the complications, though, that I'm seeing is AI. So no matter what our mode of communication is or what text we're using, it still has to go through some kind of a checker. So for written work, it goes through some kind of plagiarism checker. You can do the same for visual work. And I think of AI because every time we check something, at least to my understanding of AI, we are feeding the system. And AI needs to consume. And as far as I know, when AI generates, especially images or imagery, it's not citing that work. I could be wrong. There could be ways that this is changing, but I think that adds a level of plagiarism because it's siphoning off work. And what I hear from creatives, whether they're visual art or music production, whatever, there's a lot of concern over our integrity as creatives, and I think that's going to change things. I think AI is going to add a level of complexity to plagiarism that we weren't thinking of.